Hey market hackers! So in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the Benjamin software. So first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to log into my back office. Click login. Perfect. Now that I'm logged in, I'm going to go to where it says services and I'm going to click on MT4 MT5 licenses. Now this is previous broker account information, but if this is your first time connecting your license, your software license to a broker account, then this will be blank. So what I need to do is go into my email where I got that email from my broker, Coinex, and I actually did it twice in a row, so but this is what I need. So here's my trading ID. So that's exactly what I'm going to copy and paste into my broker account number. And then broker name, I'm just going to type it in, Coinex. And I'm going to go save. Perfect. So there it is. So that is step one. The next thing I'm going to do is go into my VPS. So I'm actually going to, yeah, actually that's fine. So I'm using Coinex and I'm setting up Benjamin. So I need the MT5 MetaTrader platform. So if I was using Trader's Way, it would already be here and I could click on it and everything would be there. But because I'm using MT5 with Coinex, it is not on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and download that. So let's see here. Coinex MT5 download, perfect. There it is. There we go. Perfect, so it's downloaded. Then I'm going to drag this onto my desktop and then simply double click, click run, click next, and just wait for it to appear. There it is. Awesome. So I'm gonna let this finish running. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna click finish. And there it is. It opened. So perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click next here. And I'm going to click where it says connect with an existing Triggered account. And so I'm going to enter the exact same login information. So I'm going to go back to my email here. I'm going to copy the trading ID. And then the password, I'm going to copy that password as well. Perfect. Now this is a demo account, so I'm going to change this to Coinex Demo. And then I'm going to press finish. So this is good because you can see there's the trade tab. That means it was connected successfully. So that's what you want to look for, is the trade tab in the bottom left-hand corner.
Incoming mail.
That's a good sound. So we are good to go. Now, the next thing you're going to do actually is you're going to go over here and check if Benjamin is already installed. It looks like Benjamin is not already installed, so I need to install it. I'm pretty sure if I were to have, I'm just going to drag this out. There we go, like this. There we go. I'm pretty sure if I would have selected one of these MetaTrader platforms that was pre-installed on my VPS, that Benjamin would already be there in the expert advisors. But this is great. This is fine. I'll be able to give an example of what to do if it's not. on there already. So all you need to do, it's really simple, is go to Silver Star Live Software.com. There we go. Wonder if it'll redirect to AI Global Markets. Not yet, but that'll probably happen soon. So here we are. Scroll down to where the software is. Perfect. There it is. Benjamin MT5. So then we're just going to click download. We're going to drag this onto the desktop. And then we're going to right click and click copy. Perfect. Then we're going to come back to our CoinEx MetaTrader platform. Enlarge the screen. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click File, Open Data Folder, MQL5, double click, Experts, double click, and I'm just going to right click and paste. There we go. Then I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to come over here where it says Expert Advisors. I'm going to right click and click refresh. And there, Benjamin appears. Perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of all these charts. Okay. Great. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this market watch window right here, and I'm going to add the pairs that we're using for the week. So the way that I know which pairs that we're using is I'm going to go into the AI Global Markets announcement Telegram group, and I'm going to look at what pairs we're using. So we're using Euro USD, USD JPY, and again, this is just for this week. It's going to vary. It could vary from week to week. But this week we're using Euro USD, USD JPY, AUD USD. Go double click and then just type it in, AUD USD, Euro JPY. Perfect. NZD USD, AUD JPY, and then GBP USD, which we already have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This looks like this is the only one I'm not using. So I'm just going to right click on it and then click hide. So these are all the pairs that we're using. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up these charts. So I'm going to right click on the pair that I want to open, click chart window, and it will appear. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Benjamin and I'm going to drag it onto the chart. Now again, for my settings, I'm going to refer to the Telegram AI Global Markets group. And so it looks like the settings for this week is 75% change, 45 profit points, and then 0.1 lots per thousand. So the way you figure that out is you go to the trade tab, you can see your balance right here, and 0.1 per thousand, so I have 2.5 thousand, so it's going to be 0.25. So the way I open my settings again Oh, and this error will appear. For right now, you can ignore it. Just press OK. We're going to come back to that later. So I'm going to double click on my Benjamin Scholar here. Okay, and now I'm going to change the lot size. So for me, it's going to be 0.25. Perfect. And then the trailing stop we usually have at 50, so I'm going to change that as well. And that looks good. So I'm going to double check that. Let me see. Okay, great. And so that is it. Everything else just stays at the stock settings. So I'm going to go ahead and press OK. And then this should hopefully change to running. Now the reason it isn't is because of that error message that I talked about earlier. So the way that we fix that is we actually go to the Experts tab. We're going to scroll up until we find, there it is, the URL. All you're going to do is right click, copy. You're going to come up where it says Tools, Options, and you're going to have these 3 boxes checked, not the bottom one, and then these 2 boxes checked. You're going to paste it right here, and then you're going to start actually deleting all the way until you get to the account number. So be very, very careful here, very, very meticulous, all the way, every apostrophe deleted, but not the actual number. Okay, and then you're going to go to the other side where the HTTP starts. You're going to be very careful, delete everything all the way up until the H. And hit enter and OK. Perfect. Now, what we're actually going to have to do is we're going to have to do that again. We're going to have to drag Benjamin back onto the chart. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll replace it. Now, why did we drag it on the first time? Well, we needed to get that error message. So I'm going to drag it back onto the chart now that now that we've gotten the error message and we have the URL pasted where it should go. I'm going to click yes. Minimum percent change should be 75. Profit point should be 45. 0.1 per thousand, so 0.25. For us, trailing stop is going to be 50, and everything else stays at stock settings. Enable Friday false. I try to always make sure that's false. The market can be very volatile on Friday, and so it just helps us close the trading week. Good. And then we press OK. And now it says running. That's exactly what we want. Perfect. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to set this to 1 minute time frames per the Telegram. In general, the Euro USD pair is going to be a 1 minute time frame. So, and there we are. I also like the candlesticks, easier. They're a little bit, yeah, I like them better. This is a more a later version of Benjamin, and that's why you're seeing these style of candlesticks. So if yours looks a little different, that's okay. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to save this as a template. So I'm going to go to templates. I'm going to save template, and I'm going to, where's my default template? I guess I will create it. I'm going to call this default. There we go. And it's now saved as default. Perfect. So what should happen is when I open up the next chart, you can see Benjamin was already on this chart. It's already running, and the settings should be exactly what I set them to before. So that's just so I can avoid going through and having to set the settings each time I open up the chart window. So now all I need to do is just open up all these chart windows one by one. I'm going to do that. Again, I'm just right-clicking and opening up all 7 chart windows. Now to organize these charts, all I need to do now is click on this button here, and it will arrange the windows so that they're not overlapping. Do that, and perfect. They're all running, and it looks really, really good. Now, last thing I need to do is I need to check the time frames, just like I did on the first chart. So Euro USD and USD JPY, those should be 1 minute time frames. You can see that by the M1 at the top of the chart. Now for everything else, what we need to do is we need to change the time frame. So I'm going to just start down here. Put a time frame, it should be a 2-minute chart. And again, these are just the settings this week. It's going to vary from week to week. So refer to the Telegram for the current week settings, but this is just an example. So right-clicking on the chart, I'm going to time frames, I'm going to minutes, and I'm changing it to 2 minutes. And you can see that it says M2, so I know it's 2-minute charts. And then here also, time frame, 2 minutes. And now for this week, they actually wanted us to run let's see, time frame, minutes. They wanted us to run this pair at a 5-minute chart, 5-minute time frame. So, and that is it. So this trade tab, this is where you're going to see when you're in open trades. And the history is where you'll see the account's history, all the trades that are closed, and the profit is going to be listed over here. So that is it for Benjamin. I hope that was helpful, and happy trading.